This is the story of Moses and the burning bush, an adventure about how God calls the small to do giant things. In a vast and silent desert, where the golden sand stretched as far as the eye could see, lived Moses. He was not a king or a general, but a shepherd. His days were spent leading the flock of his father-in-law, Jethro, across the arid fields under a relentless sun. Moses, the man who had grown up in the palaces of Egypt, now led a simple and solitary life. His heart, however, held a secret: the pain of his people, the Hebrews, who remained enslaved in Egypt. He knew who he was, a Hebrew, but lived in hiding, a fugitive. This mystery of identity and the fear of being discovered kept him far from his destiny. One day, Moses led his sheep deeper into the desert until he came to Mount Horeb, the mountain of God. There, amidst the dry vegetation, he saw something extraordinary, a sight that defied the logic of that place: a burning bush. The bush, a common shrub, was ablaze with high, bright flames, yet, astonishingly, it was not consumed. The fire danced without destroying the wood. It was a mystery of nature that drew Moses in. He paused, blinked, and thought, "I will go over and see this great sight, why the bush does not burn up." When Moses approached, a voice called to him from the middle of the bush. "Moses! Moses!" He answered, his heart pounding with surprise. "Here I am." The voice continued with the calm and force of thunder. "Do not come any closer. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground." Moses covered his face, for he was afraid to look at God. The Lord then revealed the plan. He had seen the oppression of his people in Egypt and had heard their cry, and the purpose for Moses was clear. "Go, for I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt." Moses, the fugitive shepherd, became the faithful protagonist, but he was full of doubt. His hands trembled. He felt small and incapable. "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?" he asked, feeling the weight of his history and his own mistakes. The climax of the dialogue was not a lightning bolt or an earthquake, but a promise. God gave Moses the certainty of his presence. "Certainly I will be with you." But Moses still had questions. "When I go to the Israelites and say to them, 'The God of your fathers has sent me to you,' and they ask me, 'What is his name?' what shall I tell them?" This was the key, the final secret of power Moses needed. God answered with the most important name of all, the silent enabler who would be with him every step of the way. "I am who I am." And he continued, "Say this to the Israelites, 'I am has sent me to you.'" God gave Moses simple tools, like scattered clues, to convince the people and Pharaoh. The first was his own shepherd's staff. God made the staff turn into a snake and then back into a staff. The second was Moses' hand, which became leprous and was then healed instantly. With his heart still troubled, Moses tried to resist, arguing that he was not a good speaker, that his tongue was slow. He was focused on his weaknesses, his human flaws. But God did not accept the excuse, for he does not choose the equipped. He equips the chosen. He assured Moses that his brother Aaron would help him speak. Moses took his staff, now no longer just an instrument of shepherding, but an instrument of miracles, and said goodbye to his father-in-law. He left behind his quiet, simple life and, full of a newfound courage, returned to Egypt, to the front lines. That day at Horeb, when a simple shepherd took off his sandals before a bush that did not burn, proved that God's power can manifest in the most common things, and that the greatest hero is not the one with the strongest armor, but the one with the deepest faith and the simplest obedience. The flame that burned in the bush did not consume the shrub, but ignited Moses' heart and changed the destiny of an entire nation. From that moment on, Moses understood. He was not alone. The I Am was with him, And with that certainty, the shepherd became the great leader who would free his people. Which part of this journey did you find the most courageous?